Al, you know what time it is.
Boys to Men.
Yeah, of course.
Yay!
We've come to the end of the road,
Mm-hmm.
but we can't let go.
Nope. It's impossible.
Oh man. This was a weird finale.
I think the weird is kind of an understatement.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was very weird.
Well, we're going to talk about that and the overall entire series as a whole because it's the end of this arc for now, maybe.
For
Question
now,
mark.
maybe.
Who
Who
knows?
knows?
Uh Welcome to episode 13 of Jared and Al Watch Love Live Nijigasaki High School Idol Club. I'm Jared, joined as always by Doc Al and Ladium.
Hello.
And we are discussing season 1, episode number 13, called School Idol Festival, parenthesis, the place where everyone's dreams comes true, in parenthesis. Oh my god, I have to type all this out. Oh god.
Oh, they love you.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
This is the season finale.
it is.
Potentially the series finale.
Yeah, depending on what we hear in the future.
Yeah.
Yep. Sure was a finale.
Sure was a finale. I'm just thinking about this.
Okay.
They left you with a big with a plot hole in this finale.
A plot hole?
A plot hole.
Oh.
All right, so we're going to talk about this eventually as we move through the entire episode, but there are multiple moments
Mm-hmm.
in this episode
Mm-hmm.
where they're passing around a notebook
Yes.
between all the Niji girls, and presumably
Yes.
they're going to gift it to you.
Yes.
They never pay that off.
Oh, you're right. They didn't.
They never give it to her,
Huh.
which again adds to the weirdness of this episode.
I did not even notice that they didn't give it to her. What the heck?
I was just saying, like, wait a minute.
Yeah,
Wait a minute.
because they made a point of showing that, like, they're all
Multiple
doing this.
times.
Yeah. Oh man.
Super weird. So yeah, they're all getting ready for the school idol festival
With their plain T-shirts,
with
but
their
all the
plain
girls have
T-shirts.
their outfits that they've worn for all their solo songs in the
Mhm.
first 9 episodes.
So they got all those set up, and then they're getting ready and just getting themselves pumped up and everything, getting themselves prepped and everything. They get through the hands in thing, and
They count backwards instead of up.
as you do.
Well, I mean, it's a little bit different than how it's normally done.
Yeah.
I mean, not in terms of like you do normally count down for things, but in terms of the Love Live series, usually you count up.
Right.
Yeah.
And then we basically kind of go around to a bunch of different performances where it's a lot of like slideshow-esque performances where all the girls are performing their various solo song and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And it's weird.
It's very weird. Like it doesn't actually get interesting. Well, they did bring up Karen gets lost again, but it didn't actually get interesting until the Kasumi one
Mhm.
with the giant Kasumi on the go.
So yeah, I think we see IMU, we see we see Kanata because she just has an area where everyone can just sleep, which is
Just
just like
nap.
cool.
Yeah, that's my kind of idol show.
Real
Napping time.
goofy. We see Karen and Emma hanging out. Karen's in front of a board that has just like a bunch of just fan art that they've gathered and put in this episode, which is a really cool touch.
That is a cool touch, yeah.
And like
Emma just gathered children.
yeah, and apparently they credited everyone that they got stuff from.
Oh
in
wow,
in
really?
the end credits, yeah.
I didn't notice that. That's crazy.
Emma does the classic Love Life photo bomb,
Yes, she does.
and then they both go off and do their own performances.
Mhm.
And then we get the wild Kasabi, Shizuku, and Setsuna apart.
Yeah, which like, oh, Setsuna was super into this. She was.
Oh, totally. It was probably her idea.
It probably was. I mean, it just plays up into like every single anime trope that she's into, except for like, I don't know, romance stuff.
So Kasumi just rolls up on a giant version of her Kasumi box and it's just like, ah ha ha, I'm taking over. Ha ha ha. Shizuko shows up as just like a magical girl
Yep.
and blows all the green smoke that Kasumi has just dumped on everyone away.
Setsuna the whole time's like, I can't perform with this green smoke. What do I do?
And Kasumi's just like, heh heh heh. And
Amazing.
then Setsuna hits her with her own attack and Kasumi has to retreat.
Yep. Yep.
real goofy.
When do we get a Kasumi on the go? When do we get that?
That's a good question. I mean, they are selling the Kasumi box.
Are they really?
That was when that showed up in that episode. That was the merchandise for that episode.
Oh man, that's amazing. I just want to put like Maxwell on the Kasumi on the go and like have it remote controlled Maxwell.
That would be
Can you
very
imagine
good.
that?
Very good.
Perfect.
So Setsuna does her performance. We then
On the stairs. Yay!
on the stairs again. Yeah. I think we go to like IMU's walking around. She runs into you, who's giving out flyers for the shows to get more people to come and everything. And IMU's like, "Hey, why would you come watch us perform and everything?" And I was like, I that's cool. I would want to, but like I want to get other people to come see you guys perform and everything, because I think that would be real cool too.
I want everybody to see the gloriousness that is you guys.
Yeah. And then she gets a phone call that like there's no audio coming from Ai's stage, and she's like, "Oh God, I gotta go, bye."
Yep.
She runs there, and like Rena is on the computer trying to fix it, and Ai's like by her, and she's like, "Rena's trying to fix it," and Rena's just like,
Hacker voice, I'm in.
"Hacker voice, I'm in. All right, let me restart." All right,
I,
cool.
I love that she literally just restarted it.
Have you tried turning it on and off again?
She literally just did IT. Like, we gotta just turn it off and turn it back on again. All right, we're good. And it was kind of sad because at one point she's like, "Is this the first time I've been useful to you?"
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Oh."
And Ai's like, "What do you mean?
Yeah, I love you.
You
Which
goober."
I texted you at this point. I was like, "I deserves the world.
Mm-hmm.
She deserves the world. What a good gal."
What a good gal. I don't remember what else happens after this. I think it's just more just like
Rain at one point.
wait, I know like something between this and the rain part, but I can't remember if there's anything like specific that happens.
I
Other than-
does her performance and there's like snacks that she's like showing off, like her snacky things. I
Yeah,
don't know
'cause
if
she has a
that's
food
later
stall.
or
I think that was like
yeah.
earlier, but
And her, I think it's her sister, her quote unquote sister from the game shows up.
Mhm.
I think that's her.
wouldn't surprise me if they would throw that reference in.
Yeah.
So I think there's like just a few more just like images that they just kind of throw in, like, here's what the other people are doing, and then oh gosh, it's raining.
Yeah, they show like the other schools performing some
Yeah.
too.
So everyone kind of huddles up in a tent area, and they're like,
And they're like, "No, our school
God.
idol festival is ruined."
it wasn't supposed to rain. We have until 7 to get to do stuff. And Yu's in the corner like marking off performances because they can't do them anymore, and she's real sad.
Mm-hmm.
And then the rain lets up, but it's after 7 when the rain finally lets up. So she's like, "Oh God, everyone's probably gone now. This sucks. I can't believe this is how this is going to end and everything." And then she gets a phone call from some of the other girls. They're like, "Hey, everyone's still here. We're gonna do more performances." Like, they're all just chilling here. The vice president was like, "Yeah, you can keep doing this."
Rain ain't gonna stop us.
So they all run and head to the stage, and before the Niji girls get up on stage, Ayumi's like, "Hey, you should watch this from the audience.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be cool." And then they get up on stage and they do like this big introduction about like how they became a club and everything and what they've been through and all that sort of stuff, like individually and as a collective unit. And then they go into their song, which is Yume ga Koko Kara Hajimaru Yo. It is a group song because, of course, it's a group song.
We called it. Except for the fact that like she wasn't the one that wrote it.
Yeah, that was a bit surprising.
Yeah.
Which
that was
maybe
very
that's
weird.
what they were inferring, is that the notebook was them writing the song. But even then, that's very confusing. It doesn't really, it's not explained well.
Yeah, it's not very clear.
Yeah.
I don't know. And like also, I don't think you're gonna write a song in like a few hours before you perform
Right.
it.
Also, this performance is weird because like you get the first half of it where like there's actual like performance to it and everything, and then the latter half of it is just like
Slideshows again.
slideshows again. They also like do like these little cool interstitials of you and every character doing something,
Yeah.
which I thought was fun. But yeah, like the latter half is just like slideshow images where you get to see like them recreating the subunit covers.
They do a year version at one point that like
Yeah.
they're separated by year.
And like it shows off like the other idol groups as well, and like some of like the people in the crowd and everything. There's girls who had Kasamine shirts,
Yeah, they did.
and I was like, that's rad. I'd want that.
I want that too. You just shows off like all of her belly at one
She
point.
jumps real high.
All of her belly. She's like, look at my belly.
Look at my belly.
Look at my belly. She's into it.
Everyone else is very much into it,
Yeah.
and they end their performance, and everyone's real happy.
hmm
And then
I mean, not because they ended it, but because they did it in the first
yeah,
place.
yeah.
Like, God, you guys suck it off. Yay, you're done.
We get a little bit of a monologue from you, and then we see
Yeah.
her going into the music room to take her, like, I guess, entrance exam to join the music course thing. And then we see the idol club where they're getting messages from other groups about doing a second school idol festival.
They get letters from overseas.
Yeah, Emma brings in a bunch of international letters and everything, and they're all like, oh, well, we should probably do another one of these. Yay.
Yay.
We see you having to perform on a piano in front of some sternly looking teachers.
Very stern looking. And that's literally how it ends.
That's basically, yeah, that's how it ends.
She just like puts her hands on the piano and it's done.
That's it, yeah.
I was like, that's how it ends. Okay.
Yeah. So we were talking about this before we started recording. There was rumors about the production of this show where people are saying that some of these episodes were coming in extremely hot, like hours before air date. They were finishing up the episode.
Oof.
And it's just like, if that's the case, like, you didn't need to rush this out for the end of 2020.
No.
Like,
No,
with
you
the way
could've
this year's
delayed it.
gone, yeah, you could have delayed. Like, Love Live's a big enough franchise where people are going to be understanding of if you have to delay something,
Yeah.
considering they've gone through this entire year
Considering the dumpster fire that is this year.
with multiple delayed concerts and everything. It's like, and I wonder if maybe that was a part of this, that like they needed to get this out to recoup some money because they had to
Oh, maybe.
cancel an entire dome tour, cancel multiple concerts that were not as big, but like that's a lot of money you're losing out
It's
on.
a lot of money because you've put so much into the production already.
So I wonder if there was like that was maybe a reason why they were like, we have to get this out nowadays, like now.
Yeah, maybe.
And there's just like also the weirdness of like, you know, them promoting the next Love Live series while also doing this and kind of just being like, yeah, we've got this other thing here for you.
Yeah.
And then like, I guess there's like another facet to this where like they announced this morning when we're recording this that the Niji girls are getting their third live, and it's going to be in the MetLife Dome, which is a very big arena, or like a dome technically, that seats like 30 to 40,000 people, and that's like one of the big places that Aqua usually is performing at. So like that's a very big jump up in terms of venues for them.
Yes.
And like, would they be able to justify having them perform there if they didn't have the anime?
Maybe not.
I mean, even then, if you delayed this till winter of next year, winter 2021, considering the third live is like in May,
You would have had time.
You think you could still have time? Like you may have like a little bit shorter of like a ticket sale thing, and maybe you would get more ticket sales as like, you know, the anime keeps going and gets more fans and everything. But like,
Right.
there's a lot to this series that is very weird. And like,
Yeah.
I feel like hearing these things, like obviously these are rumors. We don't know if they're confirmed or whatnot. But it feels like it makes a lot of sense, like why some of this series has kind of felt very bizarre in terms of like the narrative and everything. And like some of the animation stuff has been a little funky here and there. It's been a very weird show. And like, and it's kind of a bummer because like we were very excited for this going into it because of what we've seen in the All-Star story.
All-Stars, yeah. We really like the Niji girls a lot. Like a lot.
And like, I don't think like this is something that's on the like the animators or the people making this show. It's a lot of like,
no.
This is managerial decisions and all that sort of stuff.
Wow, imagine that.
Yeah. So like none of the blame should go to them or anything, like
No.
or like the voice actors or anything, who I think really carried the show.
Yeah, no,
they did
they're
a
amazing.
tremendous job. I think Hinaki as you does a tremendous job as well, and has like really kind of like let herself stand out in like a lot of the live streams and everything, where like she just embodies that character in a way that like she is the perfect person for that role. So
Pulls off that dude bro energy.
yeah, it just it feels like there should have been more to this show, like or like
Yeah.
if
And I
it's
wonder,
deserving
like,
of more, I think.
I really, really wonder if, like, after the MetLife show, if they'll announce a second season, maybe they'll actually do it justice then.
Yeah, because I think that if you do a second season, you could potentially do more story wise. Like you could add Shiriko, you could add some of
Yeah.
the other characters. You don't have to spend 3/4 of the season dedicated to
Introducing
introducing
everybody.
every single character. Which,
Yeah.
like, again, it's understandable because, like, some people are going to be coming to this for the first time and not have any clue who these characters are.
Right.
But that also just hampers your storytelling because you're taking like this huge chunk of the season and dedicating just to being like, well, we have to establish each character individually.
Yeah.
And you can't really have a good story when you're doing that.
It makes it hard.
Yeah.
It makes it really hard. And it makes it hard to, like, tell a story that, like, is compelling, and especially when you have this small amount of time to do so. Like, it what they could have done, and could have, would have, should have, is have some kind of, like, overarching plot line while doing these character driven episodes, but
Yeah.
it might have just been too hard at that point.
Yeah. A lot of this, like, again, it was a very weird series because, like, this is a Love Live series and Love Live was mentioned like once.
Yeah. And it was basically Love Live.
And that's it. Never brought up again.
Nope.
There's I'm sure, like, again, because the way Japanese companies are very hush hush about these sort of things, but like there would be a really interesting tell all about the way the production of the series came about, I would assume.
Yeah.
That I would very much love to hear at some point, but maybe at some point they'll do a second season. Like, it's possible.
Mm-hmm.
But I think at the same time, like, just with the way this show's been, I don't necessarily think I'm, like, saying it's a guarantee.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not gonna, like, throw money down on it, but like, I could see it happening.
I feel like this series deserves it just to
Yes.
to get something else out there that's not just
do it actually just like do it
weird.
justice.
Yeah, do it justice. Yeah, I think that's the right way to describe it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think that kind of covers our general thoughts about the series as a whole, because, like, it's just weird.
It's very weird, and I was real hype about it because, like I've mentioned many, many times, like, we love the Niji girls. They're amazing.
And there's really good character moments throughout this. Like,
yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Like, there's a lot of fun stuff in the series, but, like, as an overall, like, story and series, like, there's a lot that just is left to be desired.
Yeah. There's a lot missing here. But, I mean, I think that there's a lot to build on here that, now that you have that structure, that foundation down, you can really do something good with it if you choose to do so. That's the question.
Because, like, I don't think you would introduce you as a character and then just be like, well, one season, you're done.
Yeah.
GTFO.
Yeah.
And, like, all of the girls are very passionate about this show.
Yes.
Like,
I keep thinking about, like, when they were announced that when they had to announce that they were getting the anime, and, like, so many of them just broke down, like, in tears. They were so excited.
They did, like, a big thing today where it was like they did, like, a talk, and they did a performance of the opening and endings for people who bought the openings and endings. And
nice.
Like, they were doing their usual, like, live tweeting of the episode, and, like, Kaorin, Chiemi, Agupan, and Mayu were all on the same bus together, literally watching and live tweeting the show as it was going on.
Aw, yay.
Like, that's how much this show means to them, that they're like, we're all on the same bus, let's do this together, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And just, like, how much they've, like, incorporated Hineki into being, like, a part of their group and everything. Like, in that live stream, like, they made her do, like, the board introduction, and when she got that done, she was, like, kind of embarrassed, and they were like, oh. And, like, apparently when they were doing the performance part, like, they had her just, like, in the audience section by herself, just cheering them on, which is, like,
that's perfect.
It's perfect.
It's perfect.
So, like, yeah, I think, like, all the girls that are associated with the show, like, are very passionate about it, and I think they deserve another, like, season of this.
Yeah.
if
No, they
anything.
absolutely do. They, like I said, the foundation is laid now.
Hmm.
Like you can do a lot with it, and these characters are amazing. These voice actors are amazing. Like I hope that they don't squander that.
And I think like the ending kind of does at least set up some like interesting routes that they could go, where like they have you go into the musical chorus where she could start
Hmm.
um composing songs for everyone and all that sort of stuff. You could build towards a second school idol festival. You can bring in characters from the other characters from All Stars like Shioriko and everything as like
Hmm.
as points of contention for drama and everything, to have someone go against Setsuna for the student council presidency and everything, and just to have like other idols involved in the series and all that sort of stuff. Like there are definitely interesting plot points that you could utilize in a second season when you're not constrained by, the idea that you have to do character introduction, all that sort of
Right.
stuff.
And I think that they did leave it open ended enough that like
Yeah.
they can do another season if they would like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whew.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, you want to talk about some trivia?
Let's talk about some trivia. Hit me with trivia.
Our end card was everyone, which is big.
Everyone.
It was like the end cards for School Idol Festival for
Yeah.
those stories. It was basically modeled after that, but for
Hmm.
Niji, which they didn't have because they don't have like necessarily a story in School Idol Festival.
Hmm.
Um, there was the fun part in this episode where Rena has her fighting game part of
Yeah.
her thing, and like one of the characters she had to fight was Sasuke,
Yeah.
Ayumi's plush, which I thought was
Yep.
real fun.
That was cute.
Lizard Girl was there, and she had her lizard.
She did have her lizard. I was so happy to see the
I was
lizard.
like, heck yeah.
Lizard girl. We didn't get to see the Jotaro girl, unfortunately.
No, I
But
think because she goes to a different school, so
bummer. Maybe she'll be in one of those letters.
man, I can only hope.
Hmm.
We talked about this earlier. The artwork behind Karen and on the billboard is all fan art. Kasumi finally wears a moon-shaped hairpin that Shizuku gives her. So
Yes.
that was a really fun scene.
That was a fun scene. I like that a lot.
Let's talk about Gundam.
Gundam.
Because
I don't know
the
anything about
unicorn
Gundam.
Gundam shows up a lot in this episode.
Yeah.
The unicorn Gundam statues changing forms over the episode also symbolizes the various moods of the events.
Oh, I
The
didn't
set-
even notice it changed.
I mean, that's the thing. If you've watched Gundam Unicorn,
I have
please.
not.
The statue reverted into unicorn mode when it rains, eliminating the club's chance on starting the festival, or I guess restarting the festival. The statue's particular form also symbolized their vanished hopes on starting a miracle, as this mode seals the unit from its true potential. Later, when the club hurried to the festival after the rain stops, the statue transforms into destroy mode with a glowing green flame. In the series lore, the green flame also symbolizes willpower and human hope. It also fully awakened the girl's determination of starting the festival.
Oh my god.
It's hilarious that like they're able to just like show off this actual thing that exists in Japan, because Sunrise makes this show, and they are the Gundam people, so they're able to be like, we could just put the actual Gundam in here.
Amazing.
We could have people draw the actual unicorn Gundam and put it in this show.
We have the
We
technology.
have this. We don't have to like make something fake for this. But like that's like a very weird and just like hyper specific reference that if you don't
Yes.
have never watched that show, you would never get.
Nope, I did not get it. I didn't even notice anything was different. I just saw I was like, why is there a mech?
It's the Gundam.
Yeah.
The children stood beside Emma is a reference to the preschool dancers in the Koei Sunago Yo live performance in Love Live Nijigasaki High School Idol Club First Live with You.
Yeah, and I made a joke that she finally got our
Yep.
kids.
There's a specific thing on here that is very much conjecture.
Is this the poster one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very much just like, hey, we're maybe, but like it's nothing.
It's grasping at straws.
It's very much grasping at straws. Here's some continuity notes. A lot of the
Okay.
various clubs we saw in like the show re-show up here,
Mm-hmm.
like the Noodle Club.
The Noodle Club.
All the members wear their respective outfits, obviously, like we talked about, and then the Gundam
Yep.
shows up again.
I think we mentioned it, but like the subunits, when they do their cards, they actually have they're posed like the album art, which
Yeah.
is really a nice touch. I thought that was a good idea.
Mhm. Again, another fun reference.
Yes, especially like For those in the know.
Yeah, but that brings a close to Love Life's Nijigasaki High School Idol Club.
Yeah, we did it for now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a weird series that I was not expecting to be as weird as it was.
No, but hey, at least our Nietzsche gals are still wonderful.
It's true. If this gets a second season, we will return to this series, as you know,
Hmm.
usually do. Um, but for now, that's going to put a wrap on this series for now. And the end of
Yep.
season 7
Oh my God. Wow.
for now.
For now.
But we gotta talk about what we're doing next time
Hee
because
hee. Hee hee
we're
hee.
kicking off 2021
Yeah, we are.
with a brand new season and a new series to talk about, and we're going different in a whole lot of ways for this season.
Yeah, we are.
For one, we're going long form.
Yeah, we are.
Long form.
Log form.
I mean, the
There's
longest
gonna be many of these episodes that I have not seen in ages.
the longest series we did was Sailor Moon Crystal, and that's still
Yep.
like 30-ish episodes.
Yeah, this is much longer.
We are going about 5 times that.
Yep.
And also, we're doing a series that you are the one who knows more about it than I do,
Mm-hmm.
which is the first time we've done that.
We're doing a flipperoo
We're
here.
doing a flipperoo here. So, beginning on January the 6th, 2021,
Wow.
season 8 of Jared and I'll Watch will kick off
Mm-hmm.
as we dive backwards in time. Also, we're watching the oldest series we've seen so far.
Yeah.
When did this show debut?
2000, 2001, something like that.
That would make sense because no, I don't want the wiki. I want the wiki. Please just give me that. So like this show, I think this show first debuted in America in 2003.
Okay. Wow.
I think so on Adult Swim.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's
the
where I watched it.
series debut on October 16th, 2000. Took a 5-year hiatus and then came back for another season
Man.
in 2009. And then also just got a spinoff this year.
Yep. Sure did.
So starting with season 8 in 2021, we're gonna watch Inuyasha, a
Yay!
series I have not watched since 2003.
I have watched
And even then,
it.
it was like a handful of episodes because it was on Adult Swim at like midnight or
like
1 o'clock in the morning, so I'd have to like tape
Oh,
it.
it was later than that usually. Usually Inuyasha came out like
Oh, I guess it was 2002 when it debuted
Oh,
on
was
Adult
it?
Swim. Either way, I remember like being in junior high and watching this show. So
Yeah, yeah. I was a huge fan. I've watched it several times. Like I said, I haven't watched all these episodes like multiple times, but I'm a big fan. Big fan. So
you are.
um this should be fun. This should be super fun. Long form show, some romance, some fighting, lots of yelling at each other. Not us yelling at each other, obviously. But let's do some fun things.
I think it's also going to be interesting to watch another long form series from the early parts of the 21st century because I've been going through like all of Naruto, and I'm like,
Yes.
it's going to be. Very curious to see like how these two shows are similar and different because they are long form shows, and we're going to be going through a lot of filler and stuff like that. So
Mm-hmm.
seeing how like they are different and similar at the same time. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm excited for this. I'm excited for you to be like, oh my god, this episode, or oh my god, this episode, and I'll be like, yeah, totally, that's this episode,
Yeah, I'm gonna flip my like complete lid many times when this happens because I have several episodes that I just get super jazzed about, and I have oh man, these endings though, you're gonna just like lose your mind on these endings. Inuyasha has some of the best anime endings of all time. I only know the opening of season, like the first opening. Um, because Adult Swim never showed the openings for this.
I mean, that time frame, yeah, that makes complete sense.
Yeah, it only showed the endings, so I only saw the first opening, and it is cheesy as
That sounds about right.
but oh man. Whew, I'm so excited for this. You said it and I was just like, yes, absolutely yes, I'm on board. Let's do this.
It had been something I was like thinking about because I was like, that would be kind of funny to do, but also like I don't know how like because it's the longer show, so like it was gonna I had to figure like, oh, how are we gonna do this? Is it available everywhere? Um,
Yeah.
which we'll eventually have to I think figure that out, but hopefully some of the rights issues will be solved by then.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it was definitely something I had been thinking about as a proposition, but
So hype.
now that we're here, we're going to do it.
Yay!
So yeah, that is what we will be kicking off with next week.
Yay.
But for now,
Gonna go
it's
down a well.
yes, we're going down a long well.
The Bowen well.
But for now, that does it for this season.
Yep, we're done. That's a wrap.
I guess as well if I'd assume if the other Love Live series comes out, we will probably do it for this as well. So we might
Yeah.
also take a break from Inuyasha at some point next year. If that comes out next year, because things are weird
Yes.
and continue to be weird.
Yes.
So I guess that would be a thing as well. We will have to figure out, but for the time being, we will be knee deep in some Inuyasha.
Yes.
So there you go. But that's also going to wrap up this season.
Mhm.
That's wrapping up the Nichigals.
Mhm.
As we say farewell for now, but it's not goodbye. It's see you later. Hopefully.
Yes. Hopefully.
So yeah, that'll do it for this season and this episode. So if you'd like more from us, go to seasonalanicheckup.com or sac.cool where you can find past episodes of this podcast and other podcasts like Seasonal Anime Checkup and Seasonal Anime Checkup OVA. You can also find columns and reviews on the site as well. If you want more from Ann Ladium, go to AnnLadium.com. She's got columns and reviews. You can buy her book, One Shining Moment, a critical analysis of Love Live Sunshine on Amazon.com. And you can follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/anime checkup. So yes, join us next time as we begin in Yasha.
Yay.